Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast live show. Max, how you doing today, my brother?
Do you want the correct answer, or you want the pre-pod answer
I
where I'm
look, I
where I'm
want
out
the
here preying
real.
on
I
people's
want the
downfalls?
real and the raw. That's what I want.
Dog, if they ever vote for me to become president, dog, it's over. I'm gonna fix so much stuff. People ain't gonna like it. I'm mad at the world right now. The Eagles suck. Russell Westbrook sucks. Our Anthony Edwards video is great. You guys should check that
Hey,
out.
man, go check
But you know
that
what?
out.
I am thankful to do this. This calms me down. I'm not. One knows me. When I get mad, it's like, how would you describe me mad?
Uh, I don't know. It's,
Like, do
it's
I get
kind of
mad often, or I'm pretty laid back, and then when it happens, it's like I want a meteor to hit the earth.
Max just loves to emphasize cuss words. That's how you know he's mad. Hey, I
Like,
love it though, man. Look, I love the fact that I can be a bright spot in Max's day.
no, the listeners and the viewers and the subscribers you're the black hole, dog. That's what you like, though, right?
Look, welcome everybody to our week 8 Pick'em live show. As you guys can see, live on YouTube, live on Twitter. Welcome everyone who's listening to the recorded version of this on what Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yeah, whatever
Let's
you
get
post
into
it
the
on.
show, bro. Let's hit the intro. Hey man, I had a guy tell us shout out to Too Tall Podcast, Brett. He was telling me how dope our intro song is and reminds him of NBA Street Volume
That's
2.
that's what I told you when you put it out, because
Yeah, I know. That's
that's
what
the
I told him.
logo.
I said that's what we're going for, bro. That nostalgia of that game.
Too
Shout
bad
out to everyone.
kids ain't gonna know what that is now. NBA Street. You know what I looked up right now?
What's up?
How long do you think our first podcast was ago?
It's coming up. Our anniversary is coming up.
In 1 month, November 25th.
Wow.
Ain't that
It
crazy, dog?
flew by, honestly.
Our first show is probably like trash. Looking back,
It
and
is.
then
It is. Who knows? I would hope people will say that we improved. I think we
oh
improved
my god,
massively.
I don't even write notes anymore.
But you guys came here for pick'ems, man. And before we get into it, subscribe, hit that like button, rate. Hey, shout out to Max for reminding me, rate the podcast for you guys on Apple Podcasts, listening to us on there. Scroll down below, hit that 5-star, hit us up with a review if you guys want to do that. Ask us a question, anything, bro.
Do you want to start with the Thursday game, or you want to make your brother's life a living hell and just
No,
jump around?
let's go. I like the order. Let's go. Look, it's weak ass games this week. We're gonna try to fill it in with more conversation, more than others. Not necessarily about the game, but some things that we feel like we want to talk about. So it's kind of gonna be off topic as far as the actual pick 'em. We're gonna pick the games, but we want to talk about other stuff, including some Mike Tomlin and some Saquon Barkley stuff. So stay tuned for that. Let's start off with the Thursday night football, which is a great game. It sucks because I want to clarify this. Devontae Adams out, COVID-19, and just got news a couple hours ago. JJ Watt is officially out for this game also. So couple of impact players are out for this game. It sucks. It's a short week. Nonetheless, what are your thoughts on the game, Max?
Well, the COVID thing is just a wrench that they threw in there, and you forgot your boy Lizard's out too. So who is Aaron Rodgers going to be throwing
Lizard.
to this week? MVS. What's his guy's name? Rogers. Amari Rogers from Clemson.
Yeah.
Sternberger, Tunyon, Aaron Jones, Dylan. It's going to be a tough game for the Packers. Arizona's defense good. JJ Watt. He's a I would say he's a key player, but he's not a superstar. I wouldn't even put him in the top 3 players on the defense at this point in his career. But him
Yeah.
being out is going to help them out. I just kind of hate that the COVID and injuries have kind of robbed us of a really good Thursday game.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning towards Arizona.
Me too. Me too. One matchup that I was kind of mad that we're not going to see is Hopkins against Jaheir Alexander. He's out too. He's been out for a minute, but
Yeah.
still, I mean, getting robbed of so many great matchups.
He might not be
And
back, Juan. That's even scarier to think about.
yeah,
That's a
exactly.
huge loss. Even
Yeah.
though Eric Stokes has come on strong as a rookie, still, Jair Alexander's a top 3 corner in the fucking league. As my phone rings, and I'm gonna go smash it. Because
Who still has a home phone, Max?
Bro, I'm gonna rip this thing out of the damn wall. Do you see my eye, bro? I'm twitching.
I know. You got that. I'm about to lose it look right now. Thank God the Eagles ain't playing right now.
Yeah.
But this is such a test for the Arizona Cardinals. This is what we've been waiting for, Max. And it sucks because there's gonna be an excuse if they win this game. It's gonna be Devontae Adams was out, short week for the Packers, Aaron Rodgers didn't have his number one op, whatever it is. It's gonna be an excuse. And it sucks, man, because that's where I feel like the Cardinals still have to prove it to me. It's not their offense. We're talking about last podcast with our recap. Their offense is loaded. They can run the ball. They can smash mouth. They can spread you out and throw the ball all the way around with those amazing receivers. But it's their defense. That's where it concerns me. I've seen games this year where they just get, unloaded on. And I was excited to see a big test from an offense in the Green Bay Packers who can run the ball and pass the ball. They got Aaron Rodgers, high-powered offense.
They're a high-powered offense, but someone just unloaded their 50 caliber bullet in Devontae Adams, so it's a little less than so. Like
Exactly.
You're saying, I was really looking forward to seeing Kyler and DeAndre versus Rodgers and Devontae.
Yeah,
honestly, if I had to pick a combo, I'd probably go Rodgers and Devontae. Would you agree with that, or are you just gonna go the other way?
No, Rodgers and Devontae. Kyler Murray and Hopkins only 1 year under their belt. We've seen Devontae and Rodgers a lot more.
And if it was like games. Next 5 years, no doubt, Kyler and DeAndre. Exactly. But right now, this is the best receiver quarterback combo in the league.
Yeah.
But truthfully, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Cardinals with the COVID stuff. Yeah. But this kind of reeks like a game. Cardinals are like, hey, we don't really have to get up for it. Devontae's out. Rodgers loves to come up on teams when his back's against the wall. Yeah. I'm gonna go Packers 22, Arizona 28.
Wow. Put me down for the Cardinals too. We're tied up 72-40. So
I came back last week with that one extra pick.
You came back last week, but yeah, I'm going with the Cardinals, man. 8-0 at this point. If they go 8-0, Max, they're a lock to make the playoffs, bar like some drastic upset like of their season, like injury, or they just fall off the face of the earth.
No doubt. And
I'm remembering score. I'm gonna go Cardinals 22, Packers 17. I think they're gonna wind up struggling to score this game.
What's the score?
I was gonna say, do you remember that year with the Tennessee Titans? How they started off 0-8 and then they won 8 straight and they ended the season 8-8. What if the Cardinals do that, bro? But just the opposite, flip flop.
What was your score again?
Cardinals 24, Packers 17.
I just want to say, everyone out there who's keeping an eye on our records, I probably messed it up this week because I accidentally added a game to both of ours. So I got to go back to the lab and fix it. I'm sorry. I just realized teams are on bye. Though. Yeah, we're good.
So let's move over to Sunday morning games. Carolina Panthers 3-4, struggling, going to the Atlanta Falcons, who are on a mini little 2-game win streak, baby.
They're kind of rolling. I can't lie.
Look, I think this is probably one of the hardest games to pick because Panthers are playing like absolute dog shit right now. Falcons, they're still a bad team, I feel like. Aren't you feeling that way, Max? They just played two bad opponents.
Absolutely. Their 2 wins are against no one good.
Yeah.
The
The
Giants and who did they beat last week?
No, they beat the Jets the week before that, and then they beat the Dolphins last week. And their other win was against the Giants, correct?
Yeah, against the Giants. So they've been, yeah, no one going to the playoffs they beat. They lost to the Eagles, let's put in perspective. But honestly, if I'm leaning towards a team one, I think I'm leaning towards Atlanta. Kyle Pitts is finding his stride. Matt Ryan can still ball. And I just can't trust Sam Darnold right now. I can't trust Sam Darnold. I can't trust Joe Brady.
Yeah. I'm going to lean the other way. I'm going to go Panthers. I feel like this Joe Brady game, I think a head coaching job is on the line, basically, because he's been getting so much buzz as an offensive coordinator. Everyone's been loving him, me included. I think he needs to salvage any type of chance that he has to become a head coach next season. And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to do it against an Atlanta Falcons team who is not that good. Their best player is Cordell Patterson. Like, I don't think they're going to get anywhere with that. Kyle Pitts has been showing life. I think you said that already, but I I love what I've been seeing from Pitts. And he's only going to get better. Most receiving yards for a tight end in, what was it? I think it was 6 games or 7 games, more than Mike Ditka, which is crazy to think. Like, that just goes to show you the
Yeah, that says more about the tight end class as a whole than
yeah.
Kyle Pitts, because
No,
that's a
I mean
pretty
the
low
tight ends in
bar.
general, just
Yeah,
rookie seasons.
that's what I'm saying. It just says,
Yeah.
wow, don't really bet on a tight end, because I wouldn't say Kyle Pitts is having some massive year, would you?
No, not at all. And
But
it's just because,
historic for
like,
the tight ends.
yeah, for a tight end, it's amazing. And it's like, you know what though? He is having he has 500 plus yards. That's pretty good. I mean, even if you want to say like uh a receiver doing that, like a rookie receiver, you'll love to see that. You know, it's before the midway point and you already have halfway to 1,000 yards. That's pretty good. So, but for all time, that's crazy to think about. Pick your score, Max, and who you going with?
Falcons 31, Panthers 28. I like the Panthers defense, but I just feel like the team's reeling, and Sam Darnold's going to put them in bad positions.
Yeah. Another thing about the Falcons, they love to turn over the ball. Matt Ryan just does some stupid things at times. It's mind-boggling, but I'm rolling with the Panthers. Panthers 26, Falcons 21.
I'm not in love with this game, like picking it, because I just have
Yeah,
no faith in either team,
it's
really.
tough. Hey, if the Falcons wind up winning this game, Max, they're 4-3. They got a shot at the playoffs.
A very slim chance, and that just says a lot about Carolina.
Yeah. Next game, Miami Dolphins going at Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins are terrible. Let's pick the game, put the game aside right now. Big news, Miami Dolphins with the whole trade rumors of Deshaun Watson. This is what I got via GPA football. They're on Instagram. They're pretty reliable with their news and updates and resources, whatever the case is. This is what I read. I read that the trade between the Houston Texans and the Miami Dolphins involving Deshaun Watson is a done deal. They already have all the picks in place, whatever it's going to take to trade this dude. All they're waiting on, the Dolphins, is this whole legal stuff. That's all they're waiting on. But I heard that the deal is done. How much of that do you believe, Max?
I believe 100% of it. I I think there's no point in trading for the guy when you have no legal situation. You know, Deshaun wants out. I'm sure if all the stuff comes back clear, it's going to be a king's ransom. What I don't understand is, one, Deshaun Watson has his pick of teams. There seems to be a huge market, and you want to go to Miami.
Right, right. That's what
I
I'm
don't
saying
understand.
too.
Do you like battle lines or something, Deshaun? And you just have, like, you want to tell us about it? Because I just don't understand that. If it was between, I've heard Carolina, the Eagles. I'm not even going to entertain the Eagles, but the Panthers. They got a lot of fun things in place for a quarterback. CMC,
Right. And the
Robbie,
Panthers are
DJ
out.
Moore. They're
News just came out. They're out, apparently.
yeah. I don't understand.
Why wouldn't you consider a team like Pittsburgh, even Denver? Like, who wouldn't want to go to Denver right now? You got a defense, you got weapons. Like, and then you look at Pittsburgh, they have weapons, great defense, great head coach. There's so many places out there where you scratch your head at Deshaun Watson. Like, I get it, dude. You want to go to Miami, like Sunshine, South Beach, but Dolphins are not looking too good right now, my guy. So it's crazy to think about. One thing I did hear, I forgot who I heard it from, Max, because I remember the last time we were talking about this, I was on the side like, just wait, and you're on the side of like, no, don't wait, like, do it right now. And I'm kind of seeing it now because someone brought it up and they were saying you don't want to wait so long because it just brings other teams into the mix. Like you wind up bidding against a team like Pittsburgh or Denver, and right now it seems like it's just Miami. Before it was the Panthers really that you're fighting with, but with this whole uh trade clause into Deshaun Watson's situation where he's essentially picking where he's going, it's it's on him. Like what if a team just winds up pitching to him? He's like, all right, they're in the mix now. And you wind up having a team just bid against you in the Dolphins aspect, as I'm saying. Like this can be bad for the Dolphins. Like that's why they're trying to get it done now.
What I think it comes down to obviously Deshaun Watson without the legal issue is a top 15 commodity in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, he's got that no trade clause. I just think I feel like he's really in control of a situation. I feel like the legal stuff makes it even a trickier situation. That's why you haven't seen more teams pop in. Yeah. His obsession with Miami, I don't get. And everything you said, I agree with.
Yeah. He must really like Brian Flores. But right now, they're rocking with Tua. Isn't that so weird, Max? Tua's the starting quarterback, and they're just like, yeah, we're trying to get another quarterback, but you're still our guy.
They punted on this year. I feel like they punted on this year. What all they can hope for, if I'm a Dolphin fan, I hope Tua plays good enough where I can get a second or third round pick for him. Yeah. He's never going to get a first round pick. Last week he threw 4 touchdowns, but I don't think he played that well. Juan thought he played kind of bad.
Yeah,
he'll have stretches and then he'll implode.
Yeah, the stats say different, but I completely agree with you. The eye test, I didn't really see it. Has he been playing a little bit better than how he was? Yeah, but not much to go but up. And this whole notion about, how is Tua going to handle this and how is he supposed to feel? To be honest, I think he's handling it pretty well. He's improved his play, like we said, just a little bit, from where he was, and he's saying all the right things. Like, to me, if I was Tua, I'm still playing. I'm playing good. I'm not throwing a fit about it, because exactly what you said, Max. All it's gonna do is just raise your stock, bro. More teams are gonna want you, and you're probably gonna get in a better situation than you are in Miami. Maybe you do get a coach that coaches to your standard, or
an offensive mind.
Yeah, an offensive minded guy who understands that you can't throw the ball all that deep, and we're gonna run the football and play defense. Maybe you're not gonna have so much on your shoulders, and you're not gonna have that top 5 pick or whatever he went on your shoulders. It's really big for a quarterback then. So, just a little advice to if you're listening, probably not, go out there and ball, man. Just block out the noise, straight up.
Block us out, bro. Block us out. What's your score for the game? I mean, obviously, I think we're both going with the Bills. I got the Bills blowing them out 38-14. Dolphins are a dead team walking. I want the Dolphins to lose every game. That just helps out my Eagles. So I need the Bills to win this game.
I know you're a Bills fan this week. I'm rocking with the Bills. I'm going to go with a score of 35 Bills and Dolphins 14. If that, maybe, I'll give them 14 points. Let's move on to the next game. We got the San Francisco 49ers 49ers, 2-4, traveling to the Chicago Bears, who are 3-4, just come off an ass whooping by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Couple of injury reports. Trey Lance, questionable for the game, knee. Trent Williams, who didn't play last game, questionable. Javon Kinlaw, this guy's always hurt. He's always questionable. Jimmy Graham, Akeem Hicks, couple guys on the injury list. But the big news, Max, we all know, quarterback situation. Who's going to play? We said it last week. We're both in agreement. Trey Lance is healthy and he's able to play. Play Trey Lance. Jimmy G is done.
Trey Lance needs to play one. You're absolutely right. Last week, Kyle Shanahan was asked, do you think Jimmy G is going to be the starter next week? And he said, I guess. That is just a ringing endorsement. They've had this issue from week one, Jimmy G or Trey Lance. I know Trey Lance busted his knee in San Fran against who they lose to?
Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
He busted his knee against the Cardinals. But look, I don't really like what I've seen from Trey Lance. He looks good running the ball. The passing stuff's the same. I feel like Trey Lance is in a good situation with bad skills, and Justin Fields has some skills, and he's in the worst possible situation.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy doesn't help Justin Fields at all.
Is Kyle Shanahan kind of being a little bit exposed here, Max?
I don't think he's being exposed. I think his offense needs to grow. And the Jimmy G, it's like kind of like the Chiefs offense with Mahomes. When you have a good team and they know what it's about, they can stop it. Because think about the Titans defense isn't that good, is it? But they kind of know the scheme and they're like, okay, we know how to stop it. Same thing with the Colts. I know it was a monsoon, but they can just figure out ways to stop him, man. And Jimmy G sucks. I hate to say it. You know what? I don't hate to say it because I've always thought that might be a nice guy, great guy, but on the football field, he's not a top quarterback. He's bottom of the barrel. Trey Lance hasn't looked that good. You know what? I'm throwing Joe under the bus. I don't give a damn. He said Trey Lance and his limited reps look the best. Now I don't know what kind
quarterbacks.
I don't know what crack they're selling in San Francisco or wherever Joey lives. But my guy, like, you got to wake up and you got to smell what's in front of you.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you this, Max. The reason why I brought up Kyle Shanahan, and I get your position with the whole, Trey Lance and Jimmy G issue. Jimmy G's trash. When you lose, a lot of other stuff winds up become more glaring. Winning covers up a lot of shit. And that year that they made it to the Super Bowl covered up a lot of things. Now, ever since then, a lot of things have gone bad. Number one, the DeForest Buckner trade. I think it's a flop. I really do.
Looking back, Javon Kinlaw doesn't seem to be as good
that trade-off.
Buckner and Eric Armstead doesn't either.
I mean, the guy doesn't even play, Max. This dude can't get healthy. First of all.
We both like Kinlaw coming out.
Yeah, and Kinlaw's, look, you could be a great player, but the best ability is availability, and he has not been available. Okay? Another thing. Brandon Naiuk, first round pick. This guy has had an abysmal season. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's him not being disciplined enough and being on the coach's bad side or in the doghouse. I don't know if it's a talent situation. I don't know what the hell it is. But this is a guy who obviously had talent showing last year, Max. Brandon Naiuk was a solid player for them. And this is a guy who's an absolute zero on offense for them. Whether him not playing or him just not impacting the game. This is a first round wide receiver that they took. That's a flop. The whole, there's numerous things, Max, like letting go a guy like Richard Sherman. Like, I know he's I know you think he's trash and he's not good at all, but I think there is a leadership aspect that you are missing. And as much as flack that we want to give of Robert Saleh with the whole being that, rah guy that we fucking hate when he's on the television screaming at the top of his lungs. I mean, he loses a guy in Robert Saleh. He gets rid of a guy in LaFleur that he's been working with his whole career. That guy winds up leaving. It's really eye-popping the the moves that Kyle Shanahan has been making. And from what I can register and what I've been knowing, he has more power than John Lynch. So I know people are going to be like, well, Juan, why aren't you mentioning John Lynch? These are personal decisions. I would compare the John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan situation, the whole relationship, compared to a John Gruden and Mike Mayock. I don't think it's close on who has the power. It's
Well,
the head coach.
Kyle Shanahan signed off on John Lynch becoming GM.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that just goes to show you. I think he's getting a pass, Kyle Shanahan. I think he's getting a bit of a pass because of past success. I've said this about Doug Peterson the last 2 years. When you win a Super Bowl, it gets you that leash. Or even if you get there, you get that leash. And
I mean,
once you
he's
get
under
that
500,
leash,
Max.
look, I understand he's had really bad luck with injuries, but at some point you got to stop investing money in injury-prone players. You can go.
So
You can. They're starting Jason Verrett. I told Joey earlier he gonna get hurt. I bet everything on my life that he gonna get hurt. And what did he do? He gets hurt.
Yeah.
It's just like honestly, you can kind of say is investing in George Kittle a little bit of a mistake.
Right.
And I think
And
George Kittle's
he's hurt
talent is
too.
not a mistake, but he been hurt the last 2 years.
Yeah. And look, and then on top of all that, it's this whole quarterback situation. We can go on and on about that. The way he handled it, the way it was done. Like, it's just weird. And I'm gonna ask you this. With all that said, are you just gonna chop it up to the main problem is Jimmy G's the starting quarterback for the majority of these games?
They're 2-4 right now. I think they'd be 2-4, maybe 3-3 if Trey Lance started all the games. Who they beat? They beat Detroit. They beat the Jets, right?
Eagles. That's it.
Eagles. Oh, the Eagles. Sorry, I blinked. Yeah. So those 2 wins. Wow, that's a really tough game. Tough games. So,
and they were both close games.
The Detroit one was kind of a blowout. I'll say that for them. But yeah, the Eagle one was. We got down by 21. You know the offense loved to click when it's down 20, dog. But look, the Niners are a team. I think we kind of said this about the Cowboys earlier. And all Cowboy fans who said we're wrong at the start of the year before you knew your identity, we were right. So, yeah, looking back, it's pretty easy to say we were wrong. But at the moment in time, I don't talk about the future and the past.
Right.
I think the Niners are a team without an identity. They don't know if they're Trey Lance's team, Jimmy G, are they this run team? They air it out. And like you said, they've invested bad first-round picks in players, and you can't miss too many first-round picks.
And
even
they
though
don't
you like
have
to,
first-round picks
say,
now.
Juan, you like to say it doesn't matter because you just get a third-round pick and it's no problem, but they don't have any third-round picks either, so I guess that's a problem, Juan.
Yeah, it is. It is. And look, they're not going to be able to even have a bust because they don't have no first-round picks.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about your first-round pick next couple of years, guys. You'll be good.
So look,
who has their first-round pick?
I think Miami has them. Miami has their first-round picks.
Miami's still going to be high up there at this rate, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So whether Trey Lance is playing, I think that's going to be the big decider as far as picking this game. I know we spent a lot of time on the Niners, but we have a friend that's deeply invested into the Niners. So we talk Niners a lot, me, Max, and Joey. So who you going with?
I'm going Bears 24, Niners 20.
Oh, man. Okay, this is the last week. I'm going to bang on Trey Lance playing, all right? I'm going to hope that he plays. I know it's hard to pick this game because if Jimmy G plays, I'm going to be really pissed off. But I'm going to go with the Niners, okay? With all the stuff that I'm talking about, all the shit talking I'm doing.
Give the score. Come on. Stop hedging your bet.
Niners, 31. Bears, 17. Last time I'm rolling with the Niners. After this, I'm losing complete faith.
That's how I felt about the Panthers this week. But moving on, we got Pittsburgh Steelers 3-3 at the Cleveland Browns 4-2. The Browns are injured. Baker's shoulder questionable. Chubb questionable. Kareem Hunt IR. JOK on the IR, one of their promising rookies, and Jack Conklin is questionable.
Yeah. Look, I think this is one of the talking points that I wanted to do. Mike Tomlin had some comments today. Let's take a listen into what he said during a press conference.
Mike, at any point in your coaching career, did you ever have an interest or express an interest in being a head coach in the college game? And do you have any idea how that may or may not have led to folks like Ryan and Doug Whaley and Carson Palmer connecting you to some college jobs?
Hey, guys, I don't have time for that speculation. I mean, that's a joke to me. I got one of the best jobs in all of professional sport. Why would I have any interest in coaching college football? That'll be the last time that I address it. And not only today, but moving forward. Never say never, but never. Okay? Anybody else got any questions about any college jobs? There's not a booster with a big enough blank check.
Anyone else? All right.
Thank you. Anybody asking Sean Payton about that? You know, anybody asking Andy Reid about stuff like that?
Your thoughts, Max?
Tomlin. I believe him 100%. Mike Tomlin is in my mind, one of the upper echelon coaches in the NFL. I would say he has a top 5 job in the head coaching sought after job. Pittsburgh, the tradition, the family, the way they handle themselves. It's Mike Tomlin's job till I think it becomes a disaster.
Yeah.
I would say right now, I don't give a shit if they go 3-10 or 3-14. I don't think he's losing his job.
No, most definitely. I 100% agree with you. And I 100% agree with him on why he was mad. I would have been pissed off too. He is madly disrespected as a head coach. I feel like this dude wins so much and he goes into an 8-8 season. They're already talking about he's on hot seat. Like, why doesn't he get recognition and respect like the other coaches out there? We don't talk about Andy like that. We don't talk about Sean Payton and Bill Belichick like that. I hold him to that kind of standard because he's that good of a head coach. And what? Because he doesn't call plays? Like, he's a top-notch coach, Max. And that whole USC thing on how it got brought up, it was from Carson Palmer. Carson Palmer was on a podcast and he was mentioning Mike Tomlin on how, Steelers struggling, maybe they get rid of him, blah, blah, blah. And the reporter asked them about the USC thing. So I just hate the fact that Mike Tomlin gets disrespected like that.
That is such a backwards move for Mike Tomlin's career if he takes that
exactly.
job. Unless it's Bama calling, saying, hey, we want you to replace Saban, I can maybe see that, but
maybe that's like what, like if anything, he has how many organizations, Max, how many teams will line up to hire Mike Tomlin?
Everyone.
Your team just hired Sirianni. How fast would you guys fire Sirianni to hire Mike Tomlin if he was on?
Let's just fire him right now. Let's fire him this Sunday before the game. I think the Raiders will be in the market.
Oh,
Raiders would love that.
Most definitely. Me and Joe were talking about it. Me and Joe were like, dude, it will be a miracle if Mike Tomlin was available.
I'll say this about Mike Tomlin. I've never been in love with his X's and O's, but as a player's coach, a motivator, and just a leader, he's one of the best in football. He's not the X's and O's type coach. Not that he doesn't know anything, but he's not Andy Reid. He's not Sean McVay. Yeah. But when it comes to motivating, getting the team to play hard, disciplined team, he excels in all those stuff. He's a great coach.
I think Max, a lot of people underrate these coaches on like a Mike Tomlin. And Mike Tomlin knows like defense. He's been on defensive staffs. Mm-hmm. That's what he was with does.
Gruden in Tampa.
Yeah, exactly. So he the Tampa 2 is like his identity. But one thing about Tomlin is he kind of has the background of like a Jim Harbaugh, Mike Vrabel, these coaches who manage the game so well, and they're a leader of men, and that's so underestimated in the league today. Like, there's value in guys like that know how to manage a game. Sometimes you don't have to go for the sexy coaches and the offensive coordinators because that's what everyone loves to do. There's big value in the guys like the Mike Tomlins and the Mike Vrabels, guys who know how to manage a football game.
Mm-hmm. That's the dying art, man. Everyone just wants the next offensive guy or the next. Everyone wants the next McVay, Kyle Shanahan.
Right.
I was surprised when Brandon Staley kind of got a job.
Yeah.
Just because he's like the opposite. He's the antithesis of those guys. He's a defensive minded coach. And how many of those get hired? It's all about
and
the
usually
offense now.
it turns out bad.
And it does, no doubt. Like Robert Saleh not having a great time. I'm not blaming that on Robert Saleh. I'm just saying, look at the record. He's not
Todd
doing
Bowles,
great.
the
Todd
list goes
Bowles.
on.
But going into the game, with all that being said, do you have faith in Tomlin or are you going to go with the Browns?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Browns. I think they're going to impose their will. The Browns can still run the ball, and Nick Chubb is probably going to come back. I have faith that he's going to play in this game.
They don't need him. They got the Ernest.
I know they got the Ernest. That boy had a nice game on Thursday. I just don't trust the Steelers. Their offense is bad. Their defense can only bail them out so much. If they win this game, it's going to be because Case Keenum plays and they get after Case. But I'm going to roll with the Browns. I feel like it's going to be a close game. The Browns have had a brutal schedule, honestly. They played a lot of good teams. They're fortunately enough 4-2. Their 2 losses are warranted losses, to be honest, Max. What? They lost to the Chiefs and they lost to the Chargers. Pretty good teams.
Very good teams. I'm with you on the Browns. I think it's going to be close. I got the Browns winning 22-21.
I got to score 22-24. Browns. Let's move on to your Philadelphia Eagles against the Detroit Lions, who are 0-7. Max, are the Lions going to get a win against your Eagles?
Look, I kind of want to take the Lions, man. I kind of want to take them. They frisky. Like what I'm worried about one is I don't think the Lions can get up by 20 and we can start playing good. Like I'm really not. But look, I'm wearing green for a reason. This is the last week. I'm riding with the Eagles. So Eagles, I got them winning 33-30.
I'm picking the Eagles too. Just because people underestimate a team getting blown out in the National Football League. The Eagles have a pride group, especially that defensive line. That defensive line is going to take on the challenge of trying to wreck this game. They had a bad game last week against the Raiders. These are professionals. Fletcher Cox has pride. I'm going with the Eagles. The Lions are bad. Eagles 25, Lions 10. I don't trust Jared Goff one bit.
That's what it came down to for me.
Yeah. Tennessee Titans 5-2, traveling to the Indianapolis Colts, who are 3-4. Probably one of the most important divisional games of the year. I feel like this is going to decide the division. If the Colts wind up winning this game, they are in it to win it. They'll be 4-4. The Titans will be 5-3 at that point. They'll be a half game behind basically, because they'll have the tiebreaker at that point, or at least a split. Max, your thoughts on this one?
I'm leaning towards the Colts. Both teams are rolling. Let's not undersell the Titans coming off a big win against Kansas City, and the Colts coming off a huge win in disastrous conditions in Frisco. No. The Colts are 3-4. I know the record doesn't look good, but they had a horrible start to the year.
Right.
Seahawks, Rams, Carson Wentz playing on 2 sprained ankles. You got 2 black eyes. That's an Ovine, in case anyone out there knows the reference. But I got faith in Carson Wentz, man. Like I've said since day one, don't trade him, Philly. Don't be stupid. Yeah. The Colts got a franchise quarterback in Carson Wentz. I got faith in him. Obviously, the Colts defense needs to step up and shut down Smoke Henry. But I have faith in them this week.
Yeah. Who are you going with?
Colts 26, Titans 20.
Wow. I'm going to go with the Titans, man. I think the Titans are hot. I don't trust the Indianapolis Colts just offense. I really don't. To me, it seems like Jonathan Taylor or bust. And I know on the other side, the Titans are kind of the same thing with Derrick Henry, but I essentially just have more faith in A.J. Brown and Julio Jones and Ryan Tannehill for that. But I'm rolling with the Titans. They're on fire. I think their defense is figuring out stuff. Titans 31, Colts 21.
Can you give me a grade on Carson Wentz season?
B+. Honestly, B+. I think he's resurrecting his career. I think they got their guy. It's fine.
Why is the narrative his career's over after one bad year though? That's what I don't understand.
People love to go with the narrative of negative most of the time, and
and what I'll never understand is they're saying he had 2 bad years just because the Eagles were bad, and he's throwing the 8th string receivers. The second to last year in the Eagles, he was 27-7. That's not bad.
Yeah,
we were 9-7 with a bad football team. Like I feel like because we won that Super Bowl, everyone thought we were a good team for like 3 years after. Like, dude, the team was donezo after the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, it's just kind of like Ryan Tannehill. The Dolphins' whole like stink just stayed on him. People still thought he was a bad quarterback. And that's not the case with Carson Wentz, man. Carson Wentz is good. His whole problem to me is staying healthy. Stay healthy, you'll be all right. Moving on to the next game, Cincinnati Bengals 5-2, traveling to the New York Jets. This one stinks, bro. It is bad. I got the Bengals off top, 31, Jets 10. The Jets stink, bro. They are terrible. Who you got?
I got the Bengals 40, Jets 7. I will say there's one angle of this game we have to consider. The Bengals are coming off a very emotionally high game with the Ravens.
But no Zach Wilson.
Yeah, they got Joe Flacco. Super Bowl Yahoo says Jets trade for Super Bowl winning quarterback. Is that not misleading? Or is that accurate?
Hey, it goes both ways, Max. The narrative just loves to stay on guys.
So stupid. I will say I kind of feel like Jamar and Joe won't have a great game. I want them to so much.
I think they'll be fine. The Jets are not good. They're at least 2 years away. They're rebuilding. Rams.
Zach Wilson's the guy. Can I do this one? Can I take this bad game?
Go ahead.
We got the LA Rams 6-1 against the Houston Texans 1-6. I just put by Deshaun.
Too bad for Houston, man. They got to play 2 top dogs in the NFC West, like back to back. At least they're at home. That's the good news. But I'm rolling with the Rams. The Rams are legit. I'm definitely starting Cooper Kupp in DraftKings. I think he's going to probably kill it. I got the Rams 34, Texans 10.
I got the Rams scoring 50, Texans 14. I think the Rams are going to take care of business. I got it. Some teams will score 50, bro. I'm going to call it.
Hey, there's been a lot of blowouts this year. I don't doubt it. Moving on to the Sunday afternoon games. All right, so we're in that 1 p.m. window. New England Patriots 3-4, traveling to the Los Angeles Chargers, coming off a bye week. They're 4-2. Kind of an underrated game, kind of a little trap game for the Chargers. They're playing against Bill Belichick, coming off that 50 burger. Thoughts, Max?
Run game against the Chargers defense is going to be key. The Chargers can't stop anything when it comes to the run game. And the only good thing the Patriots do is run the ball, really. Like, I know that Mac Jones looked good last week against the sorry-ass Jets. I understand that. He did look good. But I wouldn't say the New England Patriots pass game is anything to write home about.
Yeah. I'm going to roll with the Chargers, though, as nasty as that sounds coming out of my mouth.
You already know I picked them every freaking week this year. I got them 28-22, or 21, sorry.
28-21. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Chargers. Their defense is opportunistic, so they're gonna get some turnovers. That's what scares me about the Patriots. They turn over the ball. These ain't your daddy's Patriots. Chargers 31, Patriots. I'll give them 17. 31-17 Chargers. Jacksonville Jaguars.
Really quick, would you say Mac Jones has looked how good? 1 out of 10. Say about a 7.
Yeah, 7. He's solid, man.
So I wasn't crazy for having him as my third quarterback?
No, I didn't give you flack for having him third.
No, I'm just saying, just because everyone else did. Not everyone else, but just a lot of people thought Mac Jones.
You know what though? He's in one of the better situations. That's part of it.
Like, I think he'd be getting a lot more praise if they were 5-2, and they easily could be 5-2.
Yeah, most definitely. Patriots are just a sleeper. It's just that matchup with the Chargers. I don't really buy it. Just
last year the Patriots whooped their ass, so maybe Herbert's out for a little revenge.
Yeah, Herbert. Yeah, it's gonna be a revenge game for Herbert because that was probably Herbert's worst game last year. But moving on to the Jaguars, 1-5, traveling to the Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith's team, 2-5. They lost on Monday night. It was a bad Monday night game, to be honest. It was a great defense play. The quarterback play was bad, though. Jameis was not that good to watch.
What was your favorite part about the Monday night game?
Demario Davis playing out of his mind.
I like DK Metcalf and Marshawn Lattimore going at it, and Marshawn Lattimore just getting. He had not a terrible game, but DK Metcalf was punking him every chance he got, like in the run game.
Yeah.
Low-key, I saw a video of DK Metcalf just getting into it with corners, and man, he's just so big. It's hilarious. Like I wish Brandon Browner was around just to like combat him.
Yeah, he'd be trying to bully people. I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars this game. I think the Seahawks are dead in the waters. Jags coming off a bye week. I like Trevor Lawrence
coming off a win.
Game. Yeah,
they're feeling good. They've
I like
had an extra
Trevor.
week to celebrate that win.
Yep, I like it. I like the Jags. I'm going Jags 21, Seahawks 20.
I got the Jags too, 24, Seahawks 10. I have one bold prediction. Jamal Adams will drop a pick.
That's tough. Let's move on to the Washington football team, who are 2-5, traveling to Denver, coming off that Thursday night loss. They haven't played in a minute, so a little mini bye week for them. They're 3-4. Max, who do you got?
I got Washington, man. I don't like what I've seen from Denver. Teddy B sucks. I heard people in the barbershop the other day talking about if he never got the concussion, he'd be fine. Haven't we seen this from Teddy Bridgewater before, Juan?
Yeah.
Have we seen this recipe from him before?
Yes.
So I'm not gonna buy it. Washington's defensive line's coming alive.
You know what? And that's what scares me. That's a big part of me picking Washington also. That defensive line is going to eat up that offensive line for the Broncos. I do not trust that offensive line.
Is Garrett Bull still the guy on?
No, he's not that good. He's a decent starter, but he gets beat way too much to be this premium left tackle that everyone loves to talk about him. But no, I'm rolling with Washington. Washington 24, Broncos 17. What's your score?
23-20.
Nice. Okay, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-1, traveling to the New Orleans Saints 3-2, coming off the Monday night win. Buccaneers coming off that 50 burger, that absolute demolition of the Chicago Bears. Max, who do you got in this game?
I got the Bucs, man. They look unstoppable. Brady's having to pay fans Bitcoins for the balls back, get his balls back from the fans. Saints are just, I don't know what this team is, man. Kamara's not going to have a lot of room to run. These teams are familiar with each other. I think it'll be close, but I think the Bucs are going to pull it out 27-20 Bucs. Saints just don't have the quarterback, man. Jameis ain't the guy.
I'm going with the Bucs too. I think the Saints are another team, Max, that we're always talking about their identity crisis. I really don't know who they are on offense. I know they have a kick-ass defense. Their defense is legit. But who are they on offense? It seems like Kamara or bust, like you said. And I don't trust the receivers, and I don't trust Winston. I'm going with the Bucs. 31, Bucs, Saints 24. Now,
what was the score? Tell me one more time.
31-24, Bucs.
Thank you. Sorry.
Sunday Night Football, game of the week. In my opinion, Dallas Cowboys 5-1, traveling to the Minnesota Vikings, who are 3-3. Cowboys and Vikings both coming off a bye week. All right. Dak Prescott, big news, calf injury. He's technically questionable right now. I think he's going to play. I think you think he's going to play too, Max. But something to keep your eye on.
Leo Collins is back too, Juan. So is Michael Gallup. And Leo Collins, interestingly, is returning at guard. They like what they've seen out of Terrence Steele.
Okay. I like it.
Wait, so does that mean Connor Williams is donezo?
Probably. I've never been a big fan of Connor.
Me neither. But I know Zach Martin's. He's been playing, right? I'm not tripping.
Yeah, no, he's been playing. Can you say trap game for the Dallas Cowboys?
Coming off can you have a trap game coming off a bye? I think so.
You can. The Raiders are going to have a trap game with the Giants.
You guys played last week.
I know, but it's coming off a bye week. We play the Giants next week.
Oh, okay. No, that's not a trap game. I'm sorry. Look, I got the Cowboys. I hate to say it. They're a good football team. If Dak is anywhere near like 80%, they're going to win this game. No Pat Pete, no one to cover these receivers. Gallup's back. The Cowboys are getting healthy. They're just waiting on DeMarcus Lawrence coming off a bye. I like the Cowboys. 31-15.
I'm rolling the other way. I'm calling the upset. Vikings are at home. I love their offense. I feel like in a nutshell, the Vikings are a poor man's Cowboys. I really do. I think their offense is really, really good. People don't tend to realize it. Their defense, they just get turnovers. They're not good, but they're not bad. I'm rolling with Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook's going to run all over these Cowboys. It's going to be a close game, but Cowboys, man, I want to pick you, but the calf injury too with Prescott kind of scares me. Score, I'm going Vikings 28, Cowboys 24.
Wow. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened. I'd be pretty surprised.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm definitely want to watch that game. Moving on to the last game of the week, Max. And this is one of our last talking points. Monday Night Football, New York Giants, 2-5, traveling to the Kansas City Chiefs. We did enough talking about the Chiefs. We know what they got to do. We know what their problems are. If you guys want to know their problems, check out. I made a clip about it. It's in our full podcast. Go check that out. Max, you wanted to have a conversation about the New York Giants.
More specifically, one about the second overall pick in the 2018 draft, Saquon Barkley, who me and you loved coming out. Still think he's a hell of a football player. But I think it's time we officially call him a bust.
Really?
I do, and I hate to say it. Doesn't mean he's a bad. Does bust mean you're a bad football player, Juan?
No, there's different kinds of bust. There's a DJ Hayden bust where you stay in the league and you're, at least a starter, valuable. And you got the Jamarcus Russell bust. So maybe someone needs to start thinking of categories because the bust label just gets put on anyone.
Exactly, man. So his first 2 years, he has 2,300 rushing yards, 17 touchdowns. The Giants are bad.
Yeah.
And now he's played a total of 7 games, and we don't know how long he's going to be out.
That's insane.
So his 5th-year option is coming up. I'm going to actually see if they picked up. But I feel like, how can you commit money to this guy? How can you commit money to him? They picked up the 5th-year option. It's going to cost the Giants $7 million. That's smart of them to do that. But going forward, like, what's he going to hold out? Who's going to pay him?
I mean, man, just looking at the player,
2 straight years.
Looking at the player, Max, I mean, number one, he's been hurt, like you said. Number two, he plays running back. Like, running back's not the most flashy, alive position right now. It's kind of dead.
Let me say this one. I think he still has the talent to be the best running back in football. But for the Giants, just looking forward to their team. If you go back to that draft specifically, you don't take Josh Allen. You don't take Lamar Jackson. You take Saquon Barkley. And I know Eli Manning was there one, but how close was Eli Manning to being crap or to retiring?
Oh, yeah. He was done at that point.
He was already done. There's so many players they could have taken, man. Saquon Barkley, the running back at 2. Who else was a running back in this draft? Let's see. Rashad Penny was the next one. Sony Michel. Nick Chubb in the 2nd round. Would you rather have Nick Chubb in the 2nd round one or Saquon Barkley in the 2nd pick in the draft?
I mean, obviously, Nick Chubb at this point.
Even both healthy, man.
Yeah. How much does Saquon do for the New York Giants? I think, look, people need to understand. Max said it right now. He's talented. We like the player when he's healthy. But for the Giants, I think right now the state of their football team, he's not valuable for them. What does he do? Does he win football games single-handedly for them?
Do you think he still has that ability?
I don't think so.
Like, I think he can be the best running back in the game. I do, but that's a tall task. Like, I don't think there's any running back other than Derrick Henry in the league who can win a game by himself at this point.
I mean, a lot of things you got to consider. Like, they don't even have the offensive line to do that. Like, at least
it's not all his fault.
Has an average O line.
It's not his fault too, because they never really had the offense. They had the Odell. They had Odell. They had Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, who's another bust. Honestly, I know he made a Pro Bowl, but what's he ever done to be impactful? No. Saquon Barkley right now, he's just not impactful. He's always banged up. If I was the Giants, I'd try to trade him for as much value as I could. Maybe get a second-round pick out of him.
I think the smart thing would have been is just trading him right before the season. You would have got a lot for him. It's going to be hard now to get some value from him.
Coming off another injury, man.
Yeah. You know what? I like the player, but looking back at it, it's just, if you were going to pick a guy at number 2, Max, you got to at least you got to roll with it. You got to go all in, chips all in. It's kind of like the Cowboys. At least, a lot of people give them a lot of shit for taking Ezekiel Elliott, but their team fit Zeke. Zeke was
for 2.5, 3 years.
Exactly. He had the talent, number 1. Okay, fit. Number 2, it was a scheme fit. Like, they ran the ball. They had offensive linemen already in place. With Saquon Barkley, it's like, yeah, I love the player. I love the talent, but what are we going to do for this guy? We don't have an offensive line, first of all. We don't even have an identity at this point. It's like we have Odell. That's all they had at that point.
Do you think Saquon Barkley was as impactful as Leonard Fournette was the year the Jags went to the AFC Championship game? No. I think Leonard Fournette had a better year that year than Saquon Barkley's ever had. Leonard Fournette that year was their offense. It was hand the ball up to him every play. Let's get 4 yards. They couldn't throw the ball. They had Blake Bortles.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Like, the team, you have to have the identity. The Giants just took them because they're like, oh, let's supercharge our offense with Odell and Saquon. It'd be amazing. Evan Ingram. Yeah. It never really worked out for a myriad of reasons. Eli Manning was terrible. The O-line wasn't good. And injuries.
Yeah.
So, and I'll say this. His story's not over by far. He could still, if he plays for the Giants 7 years and has like 7 great years, clearly he's not a bust. I'm saying as of right now, October 27th, Wednesday, 6:22 p.m. Pacific time, he's looking like a bad pick for the Giants. He's not a terrible player. He's an amazing player when he's healthy. Yeah. But it's like NBA, right? Most busts in the NBA aren't because of injury, it's because they suck. No. Football injuries happen 50 times more likely than basketball.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of the situation, man. I like Saquon, man. I hope he can get healthy and and be productive. Because if he
just needs to move on from it's not going to happen on the Giants. I tell you that much. He needs to go somewhere else. If you had to pick a team right now, best fit for Saquon.
Ravens?
Man.
It wouldn't be bad, right?
What about this? New England?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine how they'll use Saquon.
Yeah. What about the Rams?
Oh, yeah, the Rams. Because
I got no picks.
He can run any scheme. It's not like he's a power back. He's power. He's zone. You can run any type of scheme with him. Yeah, he's a receiving back. He can do it all. It's just he can't impact as the Giants are so bad. He's not going to be able to impact them. That's the problem.
I think great running backs are a conduit for great offenses, right? So basically, if you have a great offense, you plug a running back in, it'll double the offense. Yeah. When you have a crap offense and you have a great running back, unless you're AP
or Derrick Henry.
But I would say Derrick Henry one's never really been as piss poor offenses as AP was.
Exactly. Yeah. Most definitely. He's the closest thing that we've seen. Look, I'm kind of getting a little bit of pushback from my own opinion on how I was saying Nick Chubb was the second best running back in the league. It's kind of looking like that's more scheme than player. Dearness Johnson went in and they didn't miss a beat, and the same thing with Kareem Hunt. And I think Kareem Hunt is very talented, but that just goes to show you a lot of run game can just be scheme based, not really based on the player.
Correct. You have to really deep dive running backs. Like when we did our list, we kind of deep dove because obviously Derrick Henry can't catch the ball, but he just makes so many big plays and is able to say, hey, run up there, big boy, go get us 8 yards. And he does it. Now, so I'm going with the Chiefs for this game real quick, just to let everyone know. I am going with the Chiefs too. 24-28. I'll say this about the Chiefs. They might look good. That's not going to cover up their problems just because they play a shitty team like them. Who no Jabril Peppers tore his ACL. It sucks to be him.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm rolling with the Chiefs too. 31, Giants 14. I don't see the Giants just putting up points as bad as the Chiefs defense is. Would you be surprised if the Chiefs lose?
No,
I'd be pretty shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked because the Giants have a decent team. They've had some bad luck, have a bad injury. I know they had some trash offense, but the defense hasn't been awful. They can still kind of mess shit up with their big D line and stuff.
Right.
But
well,
that's the last one.
Yep, that's gonna
clip
that's
that
gonna
conversation
do it.
though.
Yeah, great, man. Great conversation today, man. Great show. Appreciate you, Max. First of all, I hope
I
your
gotta
day.
apologize, Doc, for having the records wrong because my dumb ass. I'm thinking about it. I forgot to I've been adding 2 games or giving us an extra loss because of the stupid bye weeks. I haven't been taking those into account because I'll get the numbers and then I'll be like, okay, one had 10 wins. Okay, he's 10-6 that week, or I'm 10-6 because okay, there's 6 games. But I'm gonna fix it right now, so we'll have the correct record. I'm sorry, y'all. We do it old fashioned here. I write it down on paper.
And I'm gonna beat you to it. My sole pick of the week is gonna be the Rams over the Texans. Who's yours?
My camera just shut off because it connected to my new laptop. So go ahead and just leave that up there. I'm about to fucking throw my laptop to it because it won't want to work when I goddamn need it to work. But now you don't know how to act right, so that's cool. Sole pick of the week. Who'd you pick?
I got the Rams over the Texans. You got the Bengals over the Jets, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take the Bengals. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You got the Bengals. I got the Rams. That's going to do it for our show. Make sure to subscribe, like the video, give us a 5-star rating. Links in the description for social media, Twitter, Instagram, at Max_JuanCast. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys Monday. All right. Peace.